Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Lyons, I'm trying to just understand the FY 2026 budget and how it's coming out, especially as it affects ICE. So as I understand it, the skinny budget that came out for the overall Department of Homeland Security proposed a substantial increase of about $43 billion, which was about 65%. But all of that is in reconciliation, and I completely endorse the ranking member's comments on the complete inappropriateness of the use of reconciliation for base budget decisions. You also apparently are proposing in that skinny budget substantial reductions in the base budget for key federal agencies such as FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, Transportation Security Administration, key for air travel. So these are all key agencies, and we obviously disagree with the proposed reductions in those key agencies. However, if you add that all up, it seems to me that if you're reducing your base budget by $2 billion, then it's going to be increased somewhere else if your net is zero, which I think you've said. Are you anticipating that there will in fact be an increase in the president's budget in ICE, and where would that increase come from?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate the question. I'll actually have to refer to Secretary Noem and her testimony and the Department of Homeland Security, sir, as ICE doesn't have any input on CISA, FEMA, or TSA's budget. What I would say is that I said to the ranking member is it's fiscally irresponsible for us to rely on reconciliation. My goal is to work with this committee, work with members of Congress to ensure that we are financially responsible and that we work within our means and what the committees legally and through the budget have set for us, and we ensure that we spend the American taxpayers wisely.
Let me ask you in a different way then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can answer this question. Where do you think the greatest financial stresses are in ICE where you would, in an analysis of ICE, want to increase your base budget?
Yes, sir. Obviously, the one big key piece of the ICE budget is detention space, sir. Detention space and our removal contracts. That is one of the key parts to our budget right now. That is a large piece. But also, sir, we are focusing on ensuring that the other programs, much to the one that the ranking member brought up, Homeland Security Investigations, our Office of Principal Legal Advisors, that we make sure they have the right tools and resources to focus on the public safety threats and the national security mission.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Focusing within ICE on Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. I appreciate my colleague from Iowa's comments, very much a support of HSI, both domestically and from the foreign policy perspective, because as you pointed out in your testimony, crime doesn't stop at our borders, and neither do we. And so you have, as part of your HSI team, a very extensive team around the world, including, I think it was 90 offices in 50 countries, as I recall. Are you intending to preserve those offices? Obviously a rhetorical question, because I do believe that those offices are key to our foreign policy, especially as we're withdrawing in other aspects of our foreign policy. These are key not just for law enforcement, for networking and partnership with our partner and ally countries around the world. Is there any threat to those offices?
No, sir, it's not. And I can guarantee you here today that, especially in your region, Indo-Pacific region, that's a key national security element to the safety and security of the United States. HSI is a key component to that. We are dedicated, our resources out there, like I said, in maritime operations, illicit drugs, human trafficking. And not only that, sir, but we're dedicated to the cyber intelligence and the counterintelligence of that region. When I first became the acting director of ICE, one of my first meetings was with the DOD, Criminal Investigative Services. I met with NCIS, CID, and specifically we focused on the Indo-Pacific region in regards to our military bases, to work jointly to ensure that we had no incursion to those bases and to ensure that HSI is a key part of that counterintelligence piece in that region.
Okay, and I would commend to you your Pacific Islands Liaison Initiative, which President Trump actually started in the first part of his administration. That's a key ingredient to be preserved in that context. I yield the balance of my time to the ranking member.
Thank you so much.